like 2 or 3 drops, and I'll just go like this, right? And if you want to put it by your elbows, maybe your knees, because you'll pass those spots a lot. And then just cup your face. So like leave your mouth open, but like cover your eyes and your nose. And then just start to breathe, right? So take the smell, inhale through the nose. Drop your jaw, let it go. Again, inhale through the nose. Drop your jaw, sigh it out. And take like 5 to 10. You could go fast, you could go slow, but really try to inhale and exhale, breathing into the belly. Right, showing up for today's practice. Feeling yourself calm down. Feeling yourself grounding down. All right, and keeping your eyes closed, just start to, or you can open them, but start to make your way to the top of your mat. Okay, so the top of your mat doesn't necessarily mean the top of your mat. You could be right here, you could be in the back, wherever you want, but the top of your mat or samastitihi is where you feel comfortable. So like find a place where you're comfortable with your mat, it feels like home base, and then imagine yourself like at the beach and you're sinking your feet into sand, right? So you might wanna like grip into it, you might wanna shift side to side, you might wanna rock up and back, but you're just like starting to find those roots. Like you're a tree, you got the roots sinking down into the ground, right? Whatever you gotta do, just come back to that breath. Okay, so now keep your eyes closed, inhale through the nose. Drop your jaw, sigh it out. So as you breathe, right, again, inhale through the nose, try to have that energy come all the way down into your belly or the top of your pelvis, and then back up through your chest and out through your mouth. I know it's gonna sound weird, it might feel weird, but the practice doesn't work without the breath. So I wanna hear you guys breathing as we start to move, okay? And keeping your eyes closed. Really just feeling yourself loosen up as you breathe. All right, again, deep inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. So now start to keep your lips together, and we're just inhaling through the nose, exhaling out through the nose. Okay, this is our Ujjayi breath. It helps to heat up our body. So even if it's not hot outside, you can use this breath to start to build up some heat. So if you're an athlete, right, you might want to do this before a game, before a practice, just a couple of rounds of breath, and you'll feel more energized, you'll feel ready to go. So take 5 deep breaths on your own, keeping your lips sealed. And as you start to finish those 5 breaths, just start to bring your hands together at the center of your chest. And we're gonna start to move through sun salutation A. So we're saluting the sun. This is great for everybody. I started the challenge with my mom. You do 5 of these every single day, and you'll just feel a little bit more centered. You'll feel a little bit more at peace. Okay, so on your next inhale, reach both hands towards the ceiling. Try to find length. On your exhale, hinge at the waist. Bring your hands all the way down. Okay, on your next inhale, bring your hands just below your knees. You're gonna press into your shins and you're just looking up slightly, so you're lengthening your spine. And while you're here, right, you can look towards your hips, you can look towards your shoulders, right? You can shake your head yes, shake your head no, do some neck rolls. And then on your next exhale, place your hands down, walk your feet back. We're gonna come into a high plank. Okay, so we wanna breathe in this high plank, so find your breath again, and then start to bend into your elbows so that you're hovering just a couple inches off the mat. And then untuck your toes so the tops of your feet are on the mat. So now I'm gonna press into my palms. I'm gonna slide my chest forward and up. This is upward facing dog. And then on my exhale, I'm gonna curl my toes and I'm gonna lift my hips towards the sky. This is downward facing dog. And just take 5 reset breaths. Okay, so breathing into the belly, breathing into the top part of your pelvis, right? You can pedal out your knees. You can shake your head yes, shake your head no. All right, and this is your home base, so you can have your big toes touching or you can have your big toes outside your mat, whatever feels good. On your next inhale, start to walk your feet towards your hands. You're gonna come to a forward fold at the top of your mat. All right, and just take a moment, right? You can shake your hips side to side. You can bend into your knees. You can grab opposite elbows, swing side to side. And then drop your hands down. Bring your hands just below your knees like we did before. Look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, reach both hands up towards the ceiling. When you exhale, bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Okay, so that's round one. We're gonna do 5 of those. I'm gonna walk y'all through 2 more of them. Okay, we're gonna move a little bit faster. Okay, so come back to the top of your mat. Okay, find your breath. Close your eyes if you need to. On your next inhale, reach both hands up. On your exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your hands just below your knees. Look up, find length. On your exhale, hands down, feet back. Find that high plank. Start to bend into your elbows, untuck your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shift your chest forward and up. And on your exhale, curl your toes, lift your hips, find downward facing dog. Take 5 deep breaths. Okay, and try to put more of the weight in your legs. So not quite a forward fold. So Jamel, get your hips a little bit higher. Walk your feet a little bit closer, yep. And then your heels, see if you could draw your heels to the mat. So you find a little bit more length in your hamstrings and the backs of your legs. And remember to breathe. On your next inhale, walk your feet towards your hands. Come into that forward fold. Continue to ride your inhale. We're gonna look up, find length. On your exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep both hands high towards the sky. On your exhale, bring your hands to prayer heart center. That's round 2. Inhale, reach both hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, find length, press into your shins. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Continue with that breath, bend into your elbows, untuck your toes. Inhale, find upward facing dog. Try to draw your shoulder blades back towards one another. Exhale, curl your toes, lift your hips. Find downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Try to breathe into the belly. Try to let go whatever's surrounding you, whatever you're holding on to. On your next inhale, bring your hands towards your hips. Come into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Continue to ride your breath. Look up, find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep both hands high towards the sky. On your exhale, hands return to prayer heart center. Okay, 2 more rounds. I'll guide you through the next one. Last one, you're taking your own. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find length. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Bend into your elbows, untuck your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 5 deep breaths. Good. Good. And try to draw your heels a little bit lower towards the mat. Feel that stretch. Good. Breathing into your low back, breathing into your hamstrings. When you're ready, use your inhale, bend your knees, walk your feet towards your hands. Find that forward fold at the top of your mat. Continue to ride your breath, look up, find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach both hands up. On your exhale, hands return to prayer heart center. Last round on your own, I'm gonna be quiet. Okay, find your breath, move at your own pace. Feel free to add in or take out whatever you need to. Take 5 deep reset breaths. Anytime you're in that downward dog, take 5 deep breaths. Notice how you're feeling. Notice what emotions come up. Right, notice where you're at mentally. And the next time you're standing tall at the top of your mat, we'll just pause right there. So in a normal class, I wouldn't really stop you like that because I want y'all to get more zen. But just to kind of get a gauge, how did that feel? Straight?
I felt the stretch. Like when you said lower your heels, I was like,
yeah.
like you said, you breathe through.
So I recommend you do that like 5 times a day. Just because like it'll get easier. Some days you might wake up and it's actually harder, but like you just start to like feel your body a little bit more and you connect to your breath. And you'll see the translation into your regular life. Okay, so that was sun salutation A. Literally just like reach up, fold forward, come up, come down, do upward dog, downward dog. So now we're gonna go into sun salutation B, where we add in like warrior one. Okay, so very similar. We'll start at the top of our mat. Okay, once again, find your breath. So inhale through the nose. Drop your jaw, sigh it out. Again, inhale through the nose. Drop your jaw, let it go. On your next inhale, I want you to reach both hands up. On your exhale, fold forward. Inhale, I want you to find length, so bring your hands to your fingertips, or bring your hands to your shins, and then start to heel toe your feet about hip distance. Now bend your knees, reach your fingertips up. We're coming into chair pose. Okay, we're just gonna be here for a second. On your next exhale, fold forward, hands down. Inhale, once again, find length. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Right away, step your right foot in between your hands. Okay, so we're gonna come into a high lunge first. So reach your hands up. So my back heel's over my toes. So now I'm gonna ground my back heel, and that's warrior one. Okay, notice when you ground your back heel, you might open up a little bit. You wanna stay straight. So square off in the hips. Right hip back, left hip forward. Hands are reaching up. Okay, deeper bend in that front knee. On your next exhale, hands down to frame your right foot, step it behind you, float through your vinyasa. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Okay, this time left foot, step in between your hands. Find that high lunge first. All right, on your exhale, ground your back heel, square off in the hips, and then keep your hands reaching forward. On your next exhale, place your hands down, step it behind you. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Take 5 deep breaths. Okay, so that's the slowest round we're gonna do. We're gonna do 3 more rounds. We're gonna go a lot faster because I wanna start to build up some heat. So find your breath. On your next inhale, walk your feet towards your hands. Find that forward fold at the top of your mat. Continue to ride your breath, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find chair pose. So bend your knees, sink your seat, reach up. On your exhale, stand tall, hands come to prayer heart center. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Bend your elbows. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Right away, step your right foot in between your hands. Ground your back heel. Inhale, warrior one. All right, check in with your alignment. Make sure you're grounded through the outer edge of that back foot. Got a deep bend in that front knee. On your exhale, hands down. Step your right foot back, flow. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. This time, left foot in between your hands. Ground your back heel. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. If you feel like you're heating up too much, you can always drop your knees, press your hips back in a child's pose. Okay, but try to push through. On your next inhale, look at your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees, hop towards the top of your mat. Continue to ride your breath, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find chair pose. Exhale, stand tall. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, find length. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, right foot in between your hands. Ground your back heel, rise into warrior one. Exhale, hands down, foot back. Bend your elbows, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time left side. Step in between your hands, ground your back heel, inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down, foot back, float through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 5 deep breaths. Continuing to breathe into the belly, pressing that weight into your heels. Trying to get your hips to be the highest point. On your next inhale, look at your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees, hop to the top. Continue to ride your breath, find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand tall. Last round, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, find length. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Yep, find that plank position, hands down, feet back. Continue to bend your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, right foot in between your hands. Okay, warrior one. Nice. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot in between your hands. Inhale, rise into warrior one, opposite side. Exhale, hands down. Step your left foot back. Flow through your vinyasa. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. All right, we're starting to move a little bit, starting to breathe more, starting to heat up. Check in with your body. Check in with your mind. Check in with your spirit. And check in with your emotions. All right, just notice how you're feeling, notice how you're loosening up. All right, so I'm gonna stop y'all there. So how's that feel compared to the first time? You feel some gradual heat in your breath? All right, good, good. So that's literally the whole purpose. On Sundays, I teach this class, it's called Ashtanga. I'll probably move even faster than that, even if there's beginners in there, just to the purpose is to build that heat, because now we're gonna go through about 20 minutes of like standing stretches where you want that heat to be able to get into those poses. Okay, so coming back to the top of our mat. Okay, on your next inhale, hop your feet about hip distance apart, and then on your exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, roll your shoulders behind you, try to touch your elbows to each other, open up your chest, gaze up. And then your exhale, fold forward. Your hands are gonna create a bind around your big toes. Okay, so once you have that bind, look up, find length. And then your exhale, fold even deeper. Okay, you can draw your elbows in opposite directions. You could grab your legs, right, whatever feels good. I like to bend my knees. It draws my chest a little bit closer, and it really releases my low back. So I get even deeper into the stretch. If you'd like to like shake side to side or maybe swing side to side, right, try not to look at anything. Drop the crown of your head towards the mat. That way you release the tension in your neck. On your next inhale, we're gonna look up, find length. On your exhale, release that grip. See if you can slide your hands underneath your feet so that your toes are tickling your wrists. And then again, inhale, find length first. And on your exhale, fold deeper. And you're taking 5 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, release the grip that you have, look up. On your exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, we'll stand up tall. On your exhale, bring your big toes to touch, hands to counter prayer, heart center. Okay, on your next inhale, I'm gonna step my right foot back and I'm gonna pivot to face the wide edge of my mat. Okay, now I'm gonna pivot my right foot, keep going towards that back wall. My right hand's gonna reach out and then down to the inside of my right leg. Okay, left hand is gonna reach towards the ceiling and we're coming into triangle pose. So I'm looking up towards my left middle finger and I'm trying to stack my left shoulder on top of my right. Okay, 5 deep breaths here. And I like to add a little bit of a remix to this class. So we're gonna bring our left hand in front of our right toes. I'm gonna balance on my right leg and I'm gonna float my left heel and right foot into the sky. Okay, so left heel, right foot into the sky. This is a revolved half moon. So again, I'm trying to stack my shoulders. I'm flexing my floating heel and I'm lifting my calf as high as I can. On your next exhale, gaze down with that standing foot. Drop your right hand down. Drop your left foot down. Inhale, stand tall. Open up your arms to a T. On your exhale, pivot your left foot towards the front. Reach your left hand out and then down to the inside of your left leg. 2 straight legs here. So remove that bend, Mel. And then reach your right hand towards the sky, stack your shoulders, right shoulder on top of your left. Okay, this is good to open up your right side body. And remember to breathe. Try to breathe into your belly. On your next exhale, right hand in front of your left toes, and I'm gonna bounce on my left leg. My right heel and left hand are gonna come in front of the sky, or come towards the ceiling, I mean. Okay, try to flex that foot, try to straighten out that leg. If this is easy for you, you can try to take your right hand off the ground, maybe reach towards your ankle, or maybe pull it in towards your chest. When you're ready, gaze down at your left foot, step your right foot down, inhale, stand tall, open up your arms to a T. Again, pivot your right foot towards that back wall, right hand behind your back. Inhale your left hand up. On your exhale, bow your left hand to the inside of your right foot, and then right hand is gonna twist open. So we still got 2 straight legs. We're coming into a revolved triangle. And if you have a block at home, you can place it underneath your bottom arm. It just pulls you up a little bit higher. It might enhance the stretch, might not. Okay, from here, from that twisted triangle, I'm gonna switch my hands. So right hand in front of my right toes, and I'm gonna just open up. So I'm bouncing on my right leg, lift my left leg and left hand into the sky. This is half moon. So I'm stacking my shoulders and stacking my hips. And I'm breathing. All right, that floating leg, see if you can flex your toes, lift it up a little bit higher. When you're ready, gaze down with that standing foot, step your left foot down, inhale, stand tall, open up your arms to a T. Exhale, left foot towards the opposite direction, left hand behind your back, inhale, right hand to the sky, exhale, bow your right hand to the inside of your left leg, and then inhale your left hand towards the ceiling. Anytime you're in a twist, you're detoxifying your body, so really try to breathe into your belly. On your next exhale, left hand in front of your left toes. Inhale, right hand, right heel into the sky. Okay, strengthening our feet, strengthening our ankles. Right, stacking our shoulders, also trying to stack our hips. On your next exhale, gaze down at that left foot, drop your right foot down. Inhale, stand tall, open up your arms to a T. And then we can step our right foot towards the top. Bring our big toes touch, hands are kind of prayer heart center. Take a moment just to reset, right? Maybe that was hard for you, maybe it was easy for you. It doesn't even matter, it's irrelevant, come back to the breath. Okay, on your next inhale, step your right foot towards the back of your mat. We're gonna pivot to face the wide edge. This time I'm gonna pivot my right foot out, I'm gonna bring a bend to my right knee. Right forearm's gonna come to my right thigh, and I'm gonna inhale my left arm past my ear. So this is side angle pose. You can keep one arm reaching, you can keep both arms reaching. All right, so if you want a little bit more, have both arms reach. Right, try to open that top shoulder, exactly, open up your chest, yep. Okay, now you can stay there, because I'm sure you can feel it, make sure you're breathing. You can also get a little bit of a shoulder stretch, right, your right hand inside your right leg, left hand behind your back, and then reach for your hands. Good. Okay, from here you can release any grip that you have. You're gonna place both hands to the inside of your right foot. Bring a bend to your right knee, and you can keep your left leg straight, or you could drop your left knee. Doesn't really matter, whatever feels better for you. And then this is lizard pose. So I'm trying to bring my forearms all the way down to the ground as I keep my chest parallel. So you'll feel this in your hips, the outside of your butt. Okay, if you want to add a little bit of a twist, you can add a little bit of a twist. All right, I also like to pump my ankle, so I'm just moving my body forward and back. And then on your next inhale, we'll come back towards the middle of our mat, and then we'll stand up tall. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So pivot your left foot towards the left, bring a bend to your left knee, left forearm, left thigh. Inhale your right arm past your ear. Okay, so again, you can stay here with that arm on your thigh. You can reach both arms, or you can take that bind. Whatever feels good to you. On your next exhale, both hands are gonna come to the inside of your left foot. Okay, bring a bend to your left knee. And same thing, coming into lizard pose. So you try to bring your chest parallel, try to come down to your forearms, right? You can add a twist if you like, right? You can rock your body front and back. You can even come to the outer edge of that foot and see if you get a little bit deeper into that stretch, right? But just explore your body and keep your focus with the breath. On your next inhale, we'll come back through the center. Okay, we'll stand up tall, we'll open up our arms to a T. Once again, going this way, pivot your right foot towards the right, bring a bend to your right knee. This time, hands are gonna come to prayer heart center. Okay, so we're gonna do a prayer twist where I want you to hook your left elbow outside your right knee, but I want you to keep your thumb knuckles right in the center of your chest. So if you can't hook it, that's okay. Maybe you're just twisting, but I want you to activate through the core. Okay, so I'm here and I'm just twisting as much as I can, trying to hook that left elbow outside my right knee. Now, keeping your hands exactly how they are, we're gonna balance on our right leg. And I'm gonna just tuck my left knee behind my right. So it's a Shiva squat. I'm drawing my hips down and I'm drawing my shoulders down. I'm just balancing on that right leg. And you can stay here, or if you need a little bit more, you can add a twist. So I'm gonna draw my left hand down, I'm gonna reach my right hand up. I'm just adding a little twist. And that's part of it too. You're supposed to laugh at yourself. It's supposed to be practice, it's supposed to play, it's supposed to feel lighter. Okay, we're gonna exhale, turn both hands down, step that left foot down, call all the way back towards the center, inhale, rise. Exhale, we'll pivot the opposite direction, bring a bend to your left knee, hands kind of prayer heart center. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. On your exhale, find that prayer twist. And that heel could be over your toes or it could be grounded. It really depends on your body and what you need. And then from here, we'll find that Shiva squat. So bounce on that left leg, right knee behind left. Try to draw your hips down, draw your shoulders down. And you can stay here, or you can add that twist. We can ignore bill collectors. On your next exhale, gaze down, step that right foot down. Inhale, stand tall, and then step your right foot towards the top. Bring your big toes to touch, hands will kind of prayer heart center. Okay, once again, step your right foot towards the back of your mat, pivot to face the wide edge. And let's find star pose. So just reach both arms in opposite directions, both legs in opposite directions. Take a little back bend, open up your chest. On your exhale, we're gonna fold forward. We're coming into a wide-legged fold. So just bring your hands to the mat. You can keep them here, you can walk them behind you, right? You can bring your hands to your big toes, right? I can even clasp my hands above my back and try and draw them in front towards my forehead. All right, but just take 2 minutes to yourself to just explore this wide-legged fold. See how it feels, right? See where you can open up, where you can go a little bit deeper. If you want to bend into your right knee, bend into your left knee. Right, maybe walk your hands side to side. All right, but just explore in this wide-legged fold. Continuing with the breath, trying to breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth or through the nose. Now start to bring your hands to your knees. We're gonna bend our knees a little bit. Drop our hips, and we're just gonna twist our chest to the left. So I'm drawing my right shoulder down, and I'm just twisting my chest to the left. Feel a little stretch, feel a little twist in your back. Maybe gaze up towards the ceiling. And then start to twist in the opposite direction. Same thing, moving with your breath. And when you're ready, we'll stand up tall. Open up our arms to a T, and we're gonna step our right foot towards the top. Okay, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, find length. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Bend into your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, right foot in between your hands. Ground your back heel. Inhale, rise for warrior one. From here, I'm gonna grab, my left hand's gonna grab my right wrist. I'm gonna straighten out my right leg, and I'm gonna just lean back. Right, so this is sky archer. You can stay like this, or you can bring your left hand towards your left leg and reach back. 5 deep breaths, feel that opening in your front side body. Okay, from here, we're gonna come into Skandasana squat. So I'm gonna pivot to face my wide edge of my mat. I'm gonna bend into my right knee, and I'm gonna just draw my hips down. And then walking or shifting towards our left leg, I'm gonna come into a low lunge. So bend in your left knee, drop your right knee, and just reach your fingertips up. Right, you can press your hips forward and down towards that front ankle. Right, maybe take a couple side bends if you'd like. Just bending side to side, twisting side to side. Now my hands are gonna come down to frame my left foot. I'm gonna straighten out my left leg, half split. Your hips can be up or they can be back towards your heel. Okay, but try to flex your toes, and your vision is towards your front toes or towards that knee. And then we'll just step our right foot, or we'll step our left foot back. Okay, bend into your elbows, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Left foot in between your hands. Ground your back heel. Inhale, rise into warrior one. Okay, right hand's gonna grab your left wrist, straighten out your front leg, and then just lean back. This is sky archer. Sheesh. And then pivot to face the wide edge of your mat. Bend into your left knee this time. Draw your hips down. Skandasana squat. And then starting to come back towards your right leg. Bring a bend to your right knee. Drop your left knee down. We'll find that low lunge first. So draw your hips forward towards that front ankle. You can reach your arms up. Maybe take a little back bend. Maybe bend side to side. And when you're ready, hands down, frame that right foot, straighten out that right leg, half split. And then step your right foot behind you, and then flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Take 5 deep breaths. On your next inhale, gaze at your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees, hop towards the top. Continue to ride your breath. We're gonna find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach both hands up. Exhale, hands gonna prayer heart center. All right, so that's like a decent little like warm up, put you through a little bit of a flow. That's like a chill, like that's like the vinyasa part of class, right? So now what I'm about to do, I'm about to kind of burn y'all out to build up more heat. Try to like, build up more heat, and then we'll finish with some yin. That's where you're like, you don't put in any effort, you're just holding, you're like just sitting in a stretch. So you build up the heat so that when you sit in a stretch, it just kind of does what it needs to. Okay, so you're gonna hold these next couple poses for like 30 seconds at a time. Okay, the first one's gonna be a high lunge, so I'll show you first. So right foot's gonna be forward, left foot's gonna be back. I'm gonna be in a high lunge, okay? But I want that back knee to like kind of be like 90-90. So I want that back knee only hovering like 1 inch off the mat. So you're gonna hold that for 30 seconds. After you hold that for 30 seconds, we'll go into warrior 3, where I'm in a capital letter T. So I'm bouncing on that right leg, my left heel is flexed, and I'm reaching both hands out. Okay, we'll hold that for 30 seconds. And then after that, we'll go into a Shiva squat, which we did already. Okay, so left knee will be behind your right, and then you're gonna be here. Okay, so you're gonna be balancing on your leg for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Okay? So first one is that high lunge. Make sure that back knee is like only hovering 1 inch off the mat. Okay, ready, set, go. Good. Try to get your shoulders more over your hips, Mel. There you go. I got 5 more seconds. Okay, from that high lunge, you're gonna balance on your right leg and lift your left heel up. Finding warrior 3. Okay, we wanna work our hands straight out and then work them towards the ceiling. That way we feel a little bit of a stretch in our back. But if you need to bring your hands to prayer or maybe out to the side, you can do that. Okay, notice if your left hip's coming up, try to keep it parallel to your right hip. 5 more seconds, and then we'll come into that Shiva squat. So you're gonna tuck your left knee behind your right knee. Try to get as tiny as you can. Last 30 seconds. Draw your hips down, draw your shoulders down, gaze slightly lifted. "15 more seconds, find that breath. Try to go a little bit deeper. 2 more deep breaths. And time. Right? not bad, all right. So we'll do the same thing on the left side, okay? So again, we'll find that high lunge, and then warrior 3, right? And then that Shiva squat. Okay, so high lunge right away, left foot is in front. 30 seconds, ready, set, go. All right, feel free to close your eyes, find your breath. Right, we're quick to run away, especially once we get to this part of class, right? But that's just like in life. Life is not easy. We all know that, we're all black, right? So try to find your breath, try to find your flow. Even though it's challenging around you, just keep it moving. Okay, next we're gonna find that warrior 3. Okay, so I'm bouncing on that left leg. Okay, float that heel, flex your toes, reach straight out in front. Right knee behind your left knee. Let's find that Shiva squat. Last 30. Last 5 seconds. Y'all got this? And time. Not bad, all right, not bad. See, we sweating now, we breathing now. See, we good. We good. Crazy thing is we're not done, okay? So we're gonna turn, we're gonna face the wide edge of our mat. I'm gonna point my toes out, I'm gonna point my heels in. Okay, and just start to bend into your knees, start to draw your hips down. Okay, shoulders over your hips, and then start to reach your hands up. Okay, and yeah, yep, just like that. Okay, we're here as long until I say stop. Okay, try to draw those hips a little bit lower. Hips a little bit lower. There you go. All right, find that sweet spot, right to where it hurts, right to where you want to quit, and then find your breath. If you need to rock side to side, you can. Okay, so from here, we're gonna stay low, but we're gonna lift our heels up. Okay, so I'm just lifting my heels up. Okay, but your hips came up. Hips stay down, heels stay up. Last 30. Last 30. Last 30. Keep those heels up, bend those knees, keep those hips down. You come out, try to come right back in. It'll make this next portion, this next segment of class feel a lot better. 15 more seconds. Almost there. Let's go. Remember, this is just yoga. This ain't nothing. 10 more seconds. Last 5. And time. Good work, y'all. So from here, you can grab some water if you need to, and you can just kind of make your way to sit down on your mat. So hopefully, y'all feel like, if you had to go play a basketball game, would you feel loose and like ready to go? Yeah. That's the goal. That's the goal. So you might not feel, I mean, you should feel stronger, you should feel more in breath, but like you should also feel ready to like be warmed up, you know? Do either one of you have any like aches or pains right now? Like nagging injury? Your back? All right, we'll do a quick stretch and then I'll show you another one. Cause I was gonna do pigeon, so you tell me if you guys wanna do this one. You're gonna step your right leg across the mat, okay? And then you're gonna like walk up and you're just gonna fold forward, okay? You feel this in here. I'm not a huge fan of it. The other one I was gonna show you guys was you lay your back and you drop your knees to your side and then you just twist. And like, I'm just kind of laying like this, so I'm stretching my chest and I'm stretching my like side body. Which would y'all rather? This one? Let's do this one. All right, so lie on your back. Okay, knees are pointed towards the ceiling. And you're gonna draw your knees to the right. And then you're gonna twist so much so that your chest is laying on the ground. And you're gonna cactus your arms so that you feel that stretch in the inside of your chest and your shoulders. And you could just come down to one side of your face. That way it's a little bit more comfortable. And you're gonna be here for like 1:30 to 2 minutes. So just try to breathe into it, try to ease into it, allow your body to get heavy. This is something you should do before you go to sleep. Not necessarily this stretch, but this type of yoga. Take another deep breath. And then when you're ready, start to unravel. And then before you take it on the other side, just take a couple windshield wipers. So you can lie on your back, you can bend your knees, and then just rock your knees side to side. Moving nice and slow, just opening up, releasing your hips. You can keep your feet planted or they could be up like that, it's up to you. And then when you're ready, drop your knees to the left side, twist to the left, and then take a few moments to just rest, just to chill, just to ease in this pose. Take another deep breath in. When you're ready, go ahead, sigh it out. And then start to unravel, coming back through the center. You can take some more windshield wipers, or if you like to bring your knees into your chest, you can wrap your arms around your legs, just give yourself a hug. While you're squeezing your arms, you can just rock side to side, give your low back a nice massage. And then while laying on your back, just start to extend both legs towards the ceiling, like you're walking on the ceiling. And then bring your hands to your hips. See if you can stack your hips on top of your shoulders. So you're gonna take a shoulder stand, just to loosen up your neck, your low back, your upper back. Try to lift your hips over your shoulders. There you go. There you go. Good. And try to point your feet towards the ceiling. You can flex your toes or you can point. And then you can start to walk your feet like both y'all are doing already over your head. Get a nice little back stretch. And if it's available to you, you can bring your knees just outside your ears. That's the deepest forward fold in the yoga practice. It's called snail pose. And then when you're ready, you can just rock yourself to extend your legs nice and long. And then y'all can just lie on your back and chill for a couple minutes. Closing your eyes and just taking a couple moments to rest. And as you come into Shavasana. I thought she was just enjoying it. I was gonna let you rock out. Since your back does hurt, you can, so do that, and that's called bridge pose, and then put this underneath your low back. So you're resting on your low back. And that'll release your low back a little bit. And then y'all can just chill for like a few minutes. Close your eyes, use this to just kind of focus on your breath. Any thoughts that start to creep in, just allow those to just kind of come and go. Don't hold on to them. I may or may not come near your face with some essential oils, so don't be alarmed. Take a deep breath in through the nose. When you're ready, drop your jaw, sigh it out. And take 2 more of those while you're lying on your back. Really try to fill up with as much breath as you can. Try to release anything that you're holding on to, anything you might have woke up with, anything that you might have came in here with. Okay, so inhale through the nose. Drop your jaw, sigh it out. And last one, biggest breath of the day. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. And then slowly start to send that breath to your fingertips, to your toes, to your knees, your ankles. Just start to wake your body up. And then when y'all are ready, y'all can just sit up, move it nice and slow. And for like 5 minutes, I just want to talk to y'all, see how y'all feel. So yeah, how do y'all feel? Word.
First time taking a class like that.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just was telling Aunt the other day I wanted to start back doing yoga again and stuff like that. That's why I hit you up too.
Mm-hmm.
I did like two yoga classes this week online and stuff like that. And I was telling them, man, the flexibility that I had in college and playing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You were more flexible in college?
oh yeah.
I'm way more flexible now. Like I
Well,
ain't.
that's, like, I mean, you've been doing this. You know,
Yeah,
me,
true.
it's just been lifting or going running and then doing my little 10-minute stretch before we play ball on
Yeah.
Saturdays, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, like college, we had a yoga
A trainer, you
we
had
a
a-
stretcher, a stretch coach, we had everything. So we had the foam rollers, we had all of that.
Yeah.
You know, once it's not mandatory to do it,
You forget about it. You don't think to do it. It's extra time you gotta add to everything.
I used to be able to put my whole like hand under my toes, stretching down. Now I'm like this, touching my
Word.
toes. I'm like, oh, no, this is crazy.
Word.
It's crazy.
Well, yeah, just honestly, just 3 times a week, and you'll start to see some differences. Or just 1 time a week, more than what you're already doing, you'll see a change. You know what I mean? But that's what's up.
It helps you. It's also a stress reliever.
Yes.
But I used to do yoga when I was in college. And then like I started doing it as a part of a workout. But then I kind of stopped. But then you notice like I had back pain from an accident, so the yoga helped. And then when I stopped doing yoga, I started getting more back pain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was like, I need to get back into it because it's just not a workout, but it also helps your body. Because I feel like working out is good, but you're more so going after the looks. Like yoga helps your lifestyle.
Mhm.
So it's like people don't understand that if you can sit and breathe and have a second to meditate and work out, it's like a triple.
Yeah.
It's a triple blessing.
Yeah, so that's my goal when I'm teaching y'all, cause like everybody's different, everybody's got different fitness levels. So like when y'all come here, like also not everybody wants to just come and sit and meditate either. So like I try to really mix it up and mesh with the people that are here so that you can get exactly what you said out of it. I'm glad you got the stretch, but hopefully you got a little bit of the stress reliever out of it and you see how like it could like really free you, you know what I mean? Like so.
You know, like even like doing those opening poses and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that, I just feel like the tightness, the tension
Mhm.
that I used to, that I didn't have before, that I have now. You know, so I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So you really gotta breathe and so you can let your body relax. But yeah, this is definitely something that I gotta.
Word.